Now at 6, the 4 states came together today to celebrate Earth Day. We'll take you to celebrations from around the area. Plus, the George Washington Carver National Monument hosted an Art at the Park event. And the recovery process begins in one Oklahoma community struck by tornadoes.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Cale Chapman. The George Washington Carver National Monument hosted its Art in the Park event today. Park rangers were joined by local artists to teach members of the community different ways to create art. Participants used natural dyes, pastels, paint, and more to create their art. The event even had a guest speaker, Linda Teeter, who talked about her experience as a professional artist. Rangers said the event was put together to celebrate George Washington Carver's love of art.
He never became a professional artist, but he painted for all of his life. And so we celebrate that today. We have some of his original artwork on display, some of his sketches and such.
Kids at the event could earn a special Art in the Park Junior Ranger badge. The Pittsburgh Sustainability Advisory Committee hosted their 3rd annual Earth Day celebration today at Immigrant Park. The group aimed to inform the public about environmental responsibility and to raise awareness of the wonderful organizations and businesses that help make Pittsburgh a great place to live. Exhibitors from around the area joined the committee to show off green ideas and practices.
Groups together here in Pittsburgh to help us celebrate the earth, how we enjoy very natural things and how we continue to support.
It's something that we need to all be aware of, and individual choices we can make to protect the earth and do what we can, do our share.
The theme was Invest in Our Planet. Joplin Parks and Rec, Wildcat Glades, and the Missouri Department of Recreation organized and hosted an Earth Day celebration at Wildcat Park. The event included giveaways, a scavenger hunt with prizes, a native tree and plant sale by Forest Keeling Nursery, live music by Chester Ellis and the Tumbleweeds, and food served by local vendors.
Liberty Utilities, they are working with Arbor Day Foundation, and they've supplied trees through Forest Keeling. So you had to register for a free tree, but they're nice trees. They're native trees, which are good for our environment. It's much better to plant a native tree than it is a non-native tree or an invasive tree. So this is the May the Forest Be With You, a New Earth Arbor Day event. And we are out here from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. With area businesses and organizations.
The event went until 2 o'clock today. Carthage kicked off its inaugural Earth Day celebration at Central Park. The event aimed to raise awareness about water conservation, composting, planting, bike riding, and other eco-friendly activities. Multiple conservation and wildlife organizations were in attendance to speak to the public and answer any questions.
Today here in Carthage, we are celebrating our inaugural Community Earth Day celebration. We have come together with a lot of different vendors, about 20 of them throughout our community, to provide educational purposes.
Well, Earth Day is an important day. I mean, it's important that everybody understand how conservation and recycling is important to saving our earth, and that's why Earth Day was started in 1970.
The event was free and open to the public. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us now for a first look at the weather.
All right, thank you very much, Cale. In fact, in Earth Day, we're looking at a geomagnetic storm watch in effect for the planet. On Sunday night into Monday morning, a level G2 is expected, so that may cause some auroras to come a little bit further south than normal. But right now on satellite, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies across Oklahoma, a few high clouds over our area. We are watching a storm system developing out towards our west, and that's going to have an impact as we go into the forecast. This afternoon, we made it up to 55. 35 is where we started out, which was way below the normals of 71 and 49. And look at the records, 90 and 29, and we're going to get close to that record. In fact, I'm expecting a record tomorrow morning across our area. Over the last 36 hours, you can see 60s yesterday, 30s this morning. We only made it up into the 50s today. So looking down the lane, we're going to have record freeze temperatures tonight, sunny Sunday, Tuesday some rain, and a cool week overall, and I'll have more details in just a bit.
All right, well, thank you, Sam. Today, people across the globe are rolling up their sleeves to help save the environment in honor of Earth Day. One California neighborhood is going green together in the first in the nation microgrid community. Joy Benedict is in Menifee, California with the story.
Blue skies and sunshine have always been an asset in Southern California, but now these rays are bringing an added value for homeowners in one neighborhood.
We're very confident on saving on the energy bills.
Aaron Perez is one of the first to move into a microgrid community in Menifee, the first in the nation.
Not having like a huge electric bill, and then obviously it's a smart home, so everything is super automated and user-friendly.
It's a new project by KOAM, 219 plots in its Shadow Mountain community that, if disconnected from SoCal Edison, can run on a solar-powered community battery.
Front of the house is the last of our bedrooms here.
Scott Hansen is the VP of Forward Planning.
So what a microgrid is the ability for a battery to operate separate from a utility a number of lots, if you want to think of it like an island of power until itself.
Every home is built with solar panels and a battery.
We actually have two batteries here, 1 and 2, and this is the inverter that converts the solar electricity to household power.
The homeowner can then decide to use the solar energy to run their house or keep the battery full and use the utility company's power.
A single person moves into this home and they work off-site a lot. This solar could do 80% of their power.
But what makes this subdivision unique is that all the homes will also connect to a giant battery the size of a shipping container. So any extra sunshine will be stored there for an emergency, and if full, can power this neighborhood for days.
When California at large has a need, you'll have the rolling brownout that is common everywhere in California, but not here.
The idea started 2 years ago with a federal grant and joint partnership between UC Irvine, KOAM, SoCal Edison, and SunPower.
Some of the other features that you'll see in this particular home is all of the appliances in the kitchen are electric.
But it's not just the power, it's how it's used to make this community shine. With special insulation, vehicle charging stations, and state-of-the-art appliances, this home is all about being energy efficient.
Typically about 40% in savings is what you would see.
Having our own solar grid here and having just that security of not having it have any blackouts, it's very important.
As is going green. And homeowners like Perez say being a little less dependent on big utility has him feeling home free. In Menifee, Joy Benedict, CBS News.
Coming up, the dispute over mifepristone continues. We'll give you the latest details next. Plus, we've got this week's biggest health stories coming up in Medweek after the break. The battle is still raging over an FDA-approved pill that's used in more than half of abortions in the U.S. On Friday, the Supreme Court issued an order to preserve access to mifepristone while the legal process continues.
Next month, a federal appeals court is set to hear arguments in the legal battle over the abortion pill mifepristone. Late Friday, the Supreme Court halted temporary restrictions on access to the drug while the battle plays out in the lower courts.
The Fifth Circuit will review the case on its merits in a few weeks, and they will issue an opinion.
The case, which could make its way back to the Supreme Court, began in Texas. The litigation seeks to reverse the FDA's approval of the drug more than 2 decades ago.
Well, really, judges should not be making medical decisions for individuals or decisions about the safety of a medication. They don't have the background for it.
Following Friday's ruling, President Biden released a statement saying he stands by the FDA's, quote, independent expert authority to review, approve, and regulate a wide range of prescription drugs. A lawyer representing the group that filed the initial challenge said the fight is not over.
This is the first opportunity where our clients can go in front of the courts and present to the courts all the unlawful behavior and reckless behavior by the FDA to approve these drugs.
2 conservative justices, Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito, said they disagreed with the court's action Friday, though no other justice commented publicly. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
There's more on the link between vitamin D and skin cancer and concerns about multiple CT scans during childhood. Astrid Martinez has a look at some of this week's top health stories.
A new Canadian study finds people who have received 4 or more CT scans when they were children had more than double the risk of developing brain tumors, leukemia, or lymphoma. An increased risk of intracranial tumors was also found in children who received 2 or 3 CT scans. There was no increased cancer risk with 1 scan. Researchers in Sweden have found men who have a neurodevelopmental disorder, such as autism and ADHD, also have a slightly increased risk of developing seminoma, a type of testicular cancer. It's the first study to show such a link. And new research published in the journal Cancer finds patients with advanced skin cancer who are receiving immunotherapy medications fare better when their vitamin D levels are normal. Scientists say normal vitamin D levels regulate the immune system and can help manage melanoma. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
A little later, the recovery process begins in one Oklahoma community struck by tornadoes.
No tornadoes in the forecast. Instead, we're going to be talking about record cold. I'll tell you about that in the forecast when we come back. Well, it was another cool morning across the area with temperatures in the 30s, but this afternoon we had some sunshine, a little bit of clouds too. Taking a look outside at Seneca, Missouri at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, you can see as we put this into motion, mostly fair skies most of the morning into the early afternoon, and now the clouds are thickening up once again, especially from the west and southwest, associated with some energy down in that direction, also causing some rain showers. We'll show you that on radar in a moment. The allergies today were 10.0 out of 12, so that was bad. Tomorrow, a little bit of an improvement, 9 out of 12, so it is at least going down, and I think with the rainfall coming in on Tuesday, that's going to help quite a bit. Speaking of rainfall, look at the radar. You can see some widely scattered showers down in Oklahoma, and believe it or not, a lot of this is not even reaching the ground. It is so dry in the mid and upper levels as well as the lower levels. A lot of this is evaporating before it even reaches the surfaces. Down in Oklahoma City and McAllister, though, it is raining just a little bit. We have some frost advisories in effect, believe it or not, till tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. That includes Oklahoma and also parts of southwestern Missouri and northwestern Arkansas. A freeze warning is in effect for southeastern Kansas and for a large section of southwestern Missouri. And again, that goes until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. The record is 33, and I think we're going to beat that by the time we get into tomorrow morning. Temperatures right now are in the 50s with northerly winds. It's close to the upper 40s up to the north and west in Iola, where they're currently sitting at 51. We're about 10 to 12 degrees colder now than we were just 24 hours ago, and we're going to be much colder as we head into the morning, and this is the reason why. Look at these dew points in the 20s, and so that's a lot of room for the temperature to fall under clear skies and calm conditions. Right now in Joplin, we're sitting at 54 degrees, west-northwest wind at 15, dew point is 26, and the humidity is dry at 34%. And in Pittsburgh, it's 52 with northwest wind at 7, dew point of 27, so the humidity is dry at 37%. And it's been dry across southeastern Kansas as far as rainfall goes for quite some time. In fact, exceptional drought still in effect for Elk and Chautauqua counties, now starting to sneak into northwestern Montgomery counties, and the dry air and the dryness is spreading over into southwestern Missouri as well. But I have some good news. We have quite a bit of rainfall expected over the next few days, and if this model verifies, the places that need it the most in south central Kansas could pick up over 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of rainfall. So hopefully that will verify. Tonight, we're going to see lows around freezing, especially from Joplin to the north, maybe even some upper 20s like Garnett with 29. So bring in the tender plants. A little bit warmer down to the south, but still quite chilly with temperatures in the mid-30s in Oklahoma. Then tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny with conditions pretty nice. 59, a pretty popular number, lower 60s out towards the west with northeasterly winds. Then as we go into Sunday night into Monday morning, not quite as chilly, but still cool for this time of year, mid-30s across the area with south winds. Then as we go into Monday afternoon, scattered showers will be developing out towards the west with highs in the mid-60s, and those showers will start to spread across our area as we go into Tuesday, especially Tuesday afternoon, lows in the 40s Tuesday morning. 8 to 14 day forecast. Look at this large area of colder than normal weather expected across the eastern half of the country. And if we take a look at the 7-day forecast, you can see that spelled out. 59 tomorrow for a high, but after that, record low tomorrow morning. Then the showers move in on Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. Now, it's not going to be raining the whole entire time. I think Tuesday's probably the better day of seeing some rainfall. But look at the temperatures. Only in the 60s for highs and 40s for lows, which this time of year, Cale, is way below normal.
For sure, yeah. It looks like it could get pretty wet out there.
Yes.
All righty. Well, thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
In central Oklahoma, people are cleaning up after tornadoes plowed through the state earlier this week, killing at least 3 people and damaging homes. KWTV-TV reports that authorities in Shawnee, Oklahoma say that some 1,800 buildings and homes were destroyed. A home improvement store was destroyed, but several people sheltering inside survived. 2 long-term care facilities and a hospital in Shawnee were also damaged. Still ahead, Brock Baldridge has got all you need in sports.
Well, today was the final homestand for the Missouri Southern Lions softball team today. It was senior day at Pat Lepra Softball Complex. The Lions tried to wait to make sure they send their seniors off on a high note. Game 1 between Missouri Southern and Missouri Western was a really close one. Kara Amos, 2 for 3 with a home run in this one, 3 RBIs. Leighton Withers, the same thing. She also went 2 for 3 with a home run in this one. And the Lions are able to pick up the win. So let's head to game 2 now. Lions against Missouri Western. Actually, we do not have the highlights for that one. So we're having some technical difficulties with that. But currently the Lions are trailing in this one 4-1 in the 7th inning against Missouri Western. So far, Josie Topai with the only RBI in that game. Adriana Young scored the run, so apologize for not getting the highlights on that. So moving on now, we'll head out to baseball for the MIAA. And it's a really great day for the Missouri Southern Lions on that side. But first, we'll start with the Pittsburgh State Gorillas in softball. We'll finish up there real quick. Pittsburgh State in action today, hosting their rivals Northwest Missouri State on their senior day. Game 1, Gorillas unable to get the win. They go down 5-2, but however, the catcher Sullivan goes 1 for 2 with a couple RBIs. And currently in game 2 of that doubleheader, 7-4, Pitt State leads. There's only 2 more weekends left in the MIAA season. Missouri Southern sits at the top of the standings, tied with Central Missouri. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh State's only a few games back from the lead. They have a chance to get themselves right back in the race this weekend. Gorillas lost the home opener to Newman last night. However, they are able to win. So let's flash forward to Joplin, Missouri, where the Lions are taking on the Northeastern Riverhawks. Will Daugherty drives that one, and Ethan Clark scores. So far, Missouri Southern up 2-0. Later in the inning, this one slapped to right field. And that's down for a base hit. 2-run single. Miskowski and Tragan Parker come and head home. Diving first, 4-0 Southern leads. So we'll flash forward to the bottom of the 7th tie game. Matt Miller swinging a drive, and you can kiss it goodbye. Home run for the Lions. Matt Miller has now broken the single season record for the Missouri Southern Lions. He's also breaking the career RBI record for the Lions. Lions are able to pick up the win, winning 8-7 over Northeastern State. Series finale is tomorrow at 1 p.m. And then Pittsburgh State able to pick up the win today, getting right back at it against Newman, evening the series, winning today 13-1 in 7 innings. Austin Warkins 2 for 5 with a home run, and Cade Clemens 3 for 4 with a triple and 2 RBIs. So, Kale, really impressive. Matt Miller, he keeps doing it again, and this time he holds the record for most home runs in the single season, most career home runs, and most career RBIs. So, great day for the Aurora, Missouri kid.
Yeah, I tell you what, that kid's something else.
Absolutely.
All righty, well, thank you, Brock. We'll be right back after this.
A freeze warning tonight with a record low of 30 degrees, and then the rain comes in this week with below normal temperatures all week long.
Well, there you go, a little chilly. Brock?
Royals and Cardinals both on the West Coast tonight, starting around 8 p.m. Central for both teams, so hope you can stay up. But as recently the way the team's been playing, I'm not sure you want to.
We'll see about that one. All right, but that's our time for now. Thanks for making us a part of your night.